What's up, y'all? I'm here to answer some questions, so hopefully somebody shows up tonight. My neighbors are getting lit out there, bro. Questions. Anybody got questions for me? Let's talk fighting. Let's talk fragrances. Let's talk life. Let's talk music. I'm just here to talk to y'all, man. I'm just here to talk to y'all. So if anyone wants to stop in, hit me up, bro. Hit me up. Ask me some questions. Ask me some questions, bro. I'm new to this live shit. Last time I was just talking just about being grateful and shit. And, 100 people slid through, so that was cool. But does anybody have any questions? Shit's giving like chat roulette vibes from back in the day. I don't know if any of y'all remember chat roulette, but that's what it feels like right now, dude. Just don't know who's gonna show up on the other side. Anybody out there? Talk to your boy. Show up to the live, guys. Show up to the live. We're live, man. We're live. Who's got questions, man? Who wants to talk? Holla at your boy. We could talk fighting. We could talk sports. We could talk life. Whatever you guys want, man. Am I a Slipknot fan? Fuck yeah, I'm a Slipknot fan, dude. I was born in '89, dude. I was rocking Slipknot when they came around, man. Early 2000s. But I'm not gonna lie, I fucking started listening to them after Corey Taylor came around. I didn't listen to them before that. But I actually saw Slipknot in 2016, Sacramento. It was dope. It was dope. I like Slipknot a lot, actually. It was really cool because it was a weird time, like in music, where I listened to, like, I played football in high school, so all of my music was either rock or like metal music or hip hop. So it was like because all my friends were football players, so a lot of black dudes, a lot of white dudes, a few Mexican dudes were on the team. But yeah, all my music was either rap or metal, and some rock too. I fuck with like Nirvana and shit like that, and Green Day back then. You know what I mean? But like I like the heavier stuff and like the gangster rap back then. So Slipknot was cool because it kind of them in like System of a Down, I would say was like, you know what I mean? Like they and Corn too infused like rap. It had like hip hop elements, you know what I mean, in the music. So yeah. But do you guys have anybody else have questions about fighting, fragrances, life? You just want to chop it up and talk. We can talk music too, man. I have hip hop artist interviews on my channel. They're kind of old. They're on my old bullshit camera, but they're still pretty good. I'm pretty proud of my interviews. I want to do another one, but it's hard to get people in here. The older I get, the busier um, people get in my life. Do I know Uriah Faber? Nah, man. No, I don't. I think I met him one time at some fight event I was at, but like not met him, but like I saw him. But no, I don't know Uriah Faber. But just so you know, my last fight though that I was at, guess who was in the audience for all you hip hop heads? This is kind of a deep cut. Maybe not a lot of you know about this, but fucking Denzel Curry was in the audience watching me fight, dude. It was fucking dope. He's a rapper. He's really dope. He's from Florida. He hung out with XXX Tentacion and all those dudes back in the day, 2019 era. That sound, dude, that was such a lit time, bro, for hip hop. I love that shit. But yeah, Denzel Curry's a big fucking Muay Thai fan, man. Uh he was in the audience watching me fight. David, yeah, thanks, bro. Appreciate you. I'm a cutie. Hey, I'll take compliments from whoever, dog. I don't care. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, guys. But yeah, man. No, I never met Uriah Faber. Couple of the alpha male guys traveled south and cross trained in our gym back in the day, but nobody that was like on the UFC roster or famous at the time. Like I trained with this girl Bree Stickelman for a while, and she trains up there with the alpha male guys all the time. Are you excited for Global Fight League competing with UFC? Fuck yeah, I am. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I've seen the rumors, but bro, Global Fight League, GFL. Oh, I'm confusing that, dog. I thought of PFL because I've heard Dana talk about potentially doing some cross stuff with PFL because Dana White at the end of the day, even though he rides for the UFC, he's a businessman. So if the money makes sense, like they did Pride versus UFC back in the day, and they had Chuck Liddell in there. So if we could get John Jones with Francis Ngannou before he retires, how dope would that be, bro? They signed a lot of Bellator guys who didn't sign with PFL. Oh, okay, shit. I didn't know. I don't know. I'm not hip to game on GFL yet, but I need to look that up. What platform are they streaming on? Are they on Amazon? Are they on Fight? Are they on ESPN? What are they doing for how are they getting their shit out there? Or you gotta like do internet deep dive, Facebook streaming type shit. Honestly though, like money talks. So even if a lot of these organizations like sign guys that used to be, in Bellator and shit like that, it's it's really hard. Uh, Chatterbait. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I ain't. No, not me. The name is enough to draw me away, dude. You got to get on a major platform. If they start what would be the move if somebody put some shit on Netflix, because Amazon has fight shit with one. ESPN Plus, obviously, they're the Disney affiliate, so they get all the UFC stuff and all the Disney stuff is all ESPN is under the Disney umbrella with Hulu and all that shit. But nobody, I think Netflix is its own shit. So if somebody wanted to do a deal with Netflix, that could be super lucrative. I think if somebody really wanted to like come out swinging and try to like take the domestic Western crown from UFC, they should go the Netflix route. For me personally, because everybody's got Netflix, and I think people would really tune in for that. Me personally, Chatterbait, fuck. What are you guys doing tonight? You guys chilling? Did you watch Glory Kickboxing? I used to watch a lot of Glory, maybe like 10 years ago, but dude, I don't even know what channel it's on anymore. I used to watch K1 back in the day. That was like the first shit that I watched, even before UFC and Pride. I watched K1, and then a lot of guys that fought K1 also fought Pride, like Mirko Krokop and shit like that. So I started watching Pride after that, and then I watched UFC. So I watched Glory a little bit 10 years ago because I had like some weird channels like FSN West, and it would come on late night. But I don't even know where to find Glory shit anymore. What do I think of UFO drones going around, dude? I don't fucking know, bro. I think aliens are real, but I think a lot of this shit's military, dog. Like I think that military um I think a lot of it is false flags from the U.S. government because if they say, "Oh, we've never seen anything like this before. It's unidentified," and they put it out in the news, the people think it's not us, and the Chinese and the Russians think it's not us because we're like, we don't know what it is. But I think it's a lot of it is experimental US military shit. Because, bro, China and Russia are not fucking around. And ever since Biden was in office, it kind of seems like North Korea was like, fuck y'all. We're doing our own thing again. We don't care about staying in check. We're going to be buddy buddy with Russia. So I think it's just us trying to up our weapons and surveillance game. To be honest, I think that's what a lot of it is. But I do think there are aliens out there, and like especially those old videos from like the 90s and shit like that when they had like the tic tac shaped ships and shit like that that were too small to be a manned object. We didn't even have good drone technology back then, to my knowledge. So I think they're out there, but I think a lot of it is false flags from the United States not wanting anybody to know what they're really working on. You know what I mean? I think we're trying to fucking, you know what I mean? We're trying to sneak shit in there. China. Did you watch Glory? Yeah, China. It could be Chinese, bro. I don't know. They have good technology too over there. I've heard different things though. I've heard that they're behind us in military and technology, and then I've heard other things that say they're like fucking way advanced. So I don't know, bro. I don't know what they got over there. I feel like a lot of shit gets leaked out from China, but they what they do is they just put out so much information that you don't know what's real and what's not. You know what I mean? We hear about Chinese shit all the time, but we don't I've never seen satellite footage of anything going down in China. You know what I mean? And every time we try to, get a good view of anything over there, uh, they don't play, bro. They don't play in China. If they see something flying overhead, they will shoot that shit down. That air balloon shit they pulled a couple of years ago was fucking wild, bro. I think it was 2020. Remember that fucking micro air balloon they sent? That was some weird shit, bro. I think they were just trying. I think it was surveillance for sure, and I think that their thinking was, it doesn't look scary, so no one's gonna shoot it down. But made it all the way. Sure as shit made it all the way here, dude. I don't know. Any of y'all watch the UFC fights tonight? I think it's a wrap for Colby Covington because if he can't beat Joaquin Buckley, Buckley's nice. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disparaging Joaquin Buckley or anything. But to me, Joaquin Buckley is one of those guys that's like B plus at everything. You know what I mean? Like he could strike really pretty damn good. He could wrestle pretty damn good. He's pretty damn tough. He has good takedown defense. But I don't think he does anything special. You know what I mean? I mean, you could argue his power is special, especially at 170. But someone says don't vape. It ain't a vape. It's a hookah, dog. I'm out of fight camp, dude. So I'm doing all the bad shit right now. I'm eating like a fucking maniaco and I'm smoking hookah. Colby always fought old bums except Usman. No surprises. He's average. I don't know if I would say that. I mean, Colby's got some wins, dog. When he fought Damian Maia, Maia was ranked 3 or something like that. William says, why smoke hookah? I don't know. It's fucking good. I had a lot of Middle Eastern friends in college, and they just put me onto this shit. Please work on your content. I don't even know what kind of content you want me to work on. His Lawler fight was overrated. Yeah, I could see how Lawler was kind of over the hill by the time they fought because he had so many miles on him, and people don't realize actually how old Lawler was because he got the championship late. But I don't know, bro. I still think it was a good win. I think the thing with Colby is he's tough because what do you do with him now? He's too. Please be humble. Jude says I need to be humble. I don't know, bro. I always tell people I'm a fucking idiot, so I don't know. I'm not super cocky. I don't know where my humility is, but yeah, no, I don't know, bro. I think that Colby is a good fighter, but the problem is he's too big and too famous he can't just keep he can't just keep fighting how do I put it, these guys that are up and coming because it's kind of like the Conor McGregor situation. He needs either a good fighter, a really good fighter like Ilya Taporia or someone like that, or Michael Chandler, or he needs just a big fucking name like Nate Diaz, who might be old and washed, but like you can't just put Conor McGregor like in there at 155 against one of these guys that's up and coming that like Prates or something like that. Actually, Prates might be 170, but like someone like that who is dangerous and doesn't have a name. That's the problem with Colby. He has to fight guys with names at this point in his career. Give him Ian Gary. I don't want to. I don't want to see fucking Colby against Ian Gary. I think Gary's gonna fucking whoop that ass, and I don't even like Gary, but I don't know. I want to see him. I want to see him. I want to see a fun fight with Colby. I don't know who I want. Maybe Kevin Holland would be good. They both need a win pretty bad right now, and maybe loser fucking goes home. I don't know, bro. Fight night main event. Jude, you will be famous. I can tell, says Jude, and I need to be humble. I don't know what's going on, man. Appreciate the input, Jude. I don't know. I guess I'll work on my humility or something. Or give him Usman for a trilogy. But do you really want to see Usman Colby a third time? I don't know, bro. Like I feel like we saw the problem is we saw the best Usman versus the best Colby. Like I think they were both at the peaks of their career. And so even if Colby wins now, it's kind of like when remember when fucking Tito Ortiz fought Chuck Liddell and they were both like fucking 45 and Tito won for Oscar De La Hoya's promotion. Like who cares? When they were the best, Chuck washed him, you know what I mean? Mrs. Juice Cooch. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's an interesting name. I said you're handsome. Thank you. Appreciate you. William says, I subscribe. Thank you, man. Just so you know, I do all kinds of shit on this channel. It doesn't really have a theme, but it's mostly fights, some cologne stuff, and then I try to get interviews from anybody interesting. UFC takes on things. Michael Chandler moves up to 70 and fights Colby for his last fight. I'm not mad at that. I think that could be a good fight because both of them need a win. Both of them have a path to victory. Like I think Colby could out wrestle Chandler, but I also think Chandler could knock Colby out. So that would be a fun one. I'm not mad at that at all. I think that's a good matchup right there. And I think both of them have a good enough wrestling background that we might get a stand-up war out of that one because both of them, those dudes have chins on them, and both of those dudes are not afraid to throw hands, even though they're not the best boxers ever. So yeah, but so I just watched the fight tonight. It was a good break because man, I fought last Friday and I've just been eating clean and running all the time, and then I got some of my students and my kids with fights coming up, trying to get them ready, trying to get them prepared for war. You know what I mean? And it was nice to just be home with the wife and watch a little UFC tonight. Usyk versus Fury 2 prediction. Um, that's a good question. I think Usyk is just a better boxer, and because Fury, even though he's knocked a lot of people out, isn't one of those one hitter quitter guys. Even for his size, he's more of a finesse guy that gets finesse knockouts. Like he'll put it on you, sting you, and then he'll just keep punching till you go down. Uh, Usyk is just too tough, too light on his feet, and there's no threat from Fury, even though he's the bigger man, of like getting that huge punch to knock him down. And I just don't. I think like a guy like Daniel Dubois, if he was ever to rematch Usyk again, or one of these other that Zhang guy is way more dangerous for Usyk at this point in their career than Fury is. Personally, that's how I feel about it. So I don't know. Yeah, I think one fight I really want to see though, like, and there's been a lot of talk about it, is John Jones, right? He keeps talking, he keeps calling out fucking Poton, Alex Pereira. And I haven't heard Alex say one thing about it. I haven't heard Alex say he wants to move up to heavyweight right now. I haven't heard Alex say his name one time. I haven't it's really a weird call out to me because it's a guy out of division who has opponents he can still fight. Who's even called out a guy at 185 in Dricus Duplessis. Yeah, Alex like said he might move back down one more time to beat the fuck out of Duplessis and then move back up to 205. So I don't see. It's a weird call out. Like I know the obvious fight right now is Aspinall for Jones, but like it's just weird to me that John called out Poton. I get it because the resume and like they both beat all these former champions, but like I don't even know if Alex wants to move up to heavyweight right now. And if he moves up to heavyweight right now, that's a big commitment. He might not be able to get down to 205 because he already walks around like 230. Um, well, Mighty Mouse, he already turned it down. Mighty Mouse said they offered him 2 mil to fight Pantoja, and he already said, "No, I'm good. I'm making that. I'm making that money on YouTube." So, and I also think that Mighty Mouse is a little bit salty towards the UFC because they only gave him like pay-per-view points on like one of his fights, and they just never really promoted him. And then they took away his Xbox deal even before they disallowed people to get individual sponsorships. Like before the original Reebok deal came, they said they still told Mighty Mouse, no, Xbox is not an approved sponsor. And they were paying him a lot of money to give him that Xbox whatever that thing is called, the banner in the back. Remember how they used to show the banners of all the brands they're sponsored by? And once they took Xbox away, I think Mighty Mouse was like, man, fuck this. I'm going to China or I'm going to whatever one is fought, and I'm going to get these Chinese dollars over here. So I think Mighty Mouse is done fighting, honestly. Like, he seems like he's kind of happy being a family man, streaming games on YouTube, and, like, joining local jiu-jitsu tournaments. You know what I mean? So I don't think he's going to come back. I would love to see it, though. Mighty Mouse is on my Mount Rushmore for sure. For sure. He's one of the greatest I've ever seen. Like, him, Jones, Anderson Silva, and like GSP to me are like the top four. And I know a lot of people would say Fedor up there, but I don't know. I kind of want to see what do you got? If you guys do you guys watch boxing? Because one thing I really want to see is fucking. I want to see Tank fight. I want to see Tank Davis fight Haney or Teofimo Lopez, or I want to see him fight Lomachenko, like one of those dudes, dude, because Tank is a fucking animal, dude. I love watching his fight. Him and Bud Crawford are like my two favorite boxers to watch right now. Have I been to Thailand before? No, but it's a dream of mine to go train there. It's a dream of mine. I've trained with an Iranian champion, Muay Thai coach Mo Shafiri is my old Muay Thai coach. He trains out of the valley. He does personal training with like rich milfs now, but yeah, like 10 years ago, my old Muay Thai coach was the Iranian champion. But I would love to train in Muay Thai. I would love to do it, but I got a baby on the way, and my wife, obviously she's pregnant, and we're due in April, so who knows if I'll ever get the chance, but I would love, even if I just took a vacation to Thailand and like trained at a gym for like a day, that would be so fucking cool. Definitely a bucket list thing, man. Lomachenko, unfortunately, is too old now. I don't know, bro, because like I feel like Loma got robbed, bro. I feel like he should have. I feel like the judges did him dirty against Haney, and I still think he looks great, man. He looks great in there. Like I would still watch a Lomachenko fight. That dude is fucking good, bro. And like he's not been knocked out. He doesn't look slow or anything. He just got some bad decisions, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, maybe he fights like Shakur or somebody like that. That would be cool. Because Shakur is like just a pure boxer. There's zero threat of knockouts with Shakur. He just wants to box the shit out of you. And Lomachenko against another boxer is dangerous because Loma's got some power in his hands still, and he boxes. He's not a brawler or like someone that tries to get a knockout. He just is so good at boxing. He finds knockouts. You know what I mean? So I do personally, selfishly, and I've been driving my wife crazy though. I want to fight one more time before my baby comes in April, but I told her this is probably my last one. on my last fight, but I do want to fight one more time, man. One more fucking time before I get fat and lazy and dad bod and just straight dad mode. I'm so excited for my child. I my whole life is going to be prioritizing my baby girl over anything, obviously not over my wife, but over anything else besides my wife. I cannot wait to be a dad, but I do. There are some like selfishly some things while she's still baking in the oven, so to speak, that I want to do for myself. I want to get back in there one more time because man, my last fight, dude, I was hurting the dude and I just couldn't knock him out. He was a big son of a bitch and he was tough as shit, and I couldn't knock him out. But I hit him with everything I could, man, and we had the 10-ounce gloves on, so no excuses, bro. I fucking gave him my best shot, but the dude had a chin on him. I lost 300K in a bet. Fuck, man. Who'd you bet on? Damn it. I wish I had 300K to bet. I wouldn't bet it if I had 300K, but that'd be sweet if I had 300K to just throw around like that. You got the shmoney, homie. Bro, my money, like, after I pay my bills and shit like that, put a little money into savings and, like, make a credit card payment and pay my mortgage, my money's fucking gone, bro. Like, I'm literally, like, a lot of months, like $100 in the checking, like, you know what I mean? Fucking right before my next paycheck comes. It's tough out here, bro. I'm like praying that my truck holds up all the time, like nothing bad happens at the house where I have to like, oh man, it sucks. It's tough out here in California, bro. Ain't no rest for the wicked out here in California, dude. Everything's fucking expensive. Kids are extremely expensive, dude. They are, but I am blessed, you know what I mean? I live in the same. I bought a house in the same hometown as like where I grew up, and a lot of my family's out here. And my mom is basically ready to kidnap this child for me. So, fortunately, daycare, which is like the biggest kids expense, because daycare is fucking crazy how much they charge now, is gonna be free for me. So I'm really blessed that way. I have such a great mom, and she's like so fucking ready to be a grandma. But yeah, kids are expensive, bro. So but I could do private sessions. I could do private coaching. I have a good job already. You know what I mean? So and there's most weeks I get overtime opportunities to work Saturdays and shit. So if I need to, I can fucking mash the gas. You know what I mean? But a lot of people tell me too, like when I was talking to one of my homies who's 5 years older and he's got like 3 kids already. He's like, dude, a lot of things you worry about now, but you just, as a man, you just figure that shit out. You know what I mean? You find a way. So it's not like I'm just sitting here saying, oh, I'm going to wing it. I'll just figure it out. But it is kind of nice here because he's not the only person that told me that. A bunch of people told me like, hey man, when you have a kid, you just make a way for them. You know what I mean? So that's how, I don't know. I didn't grow up with all the best shit. I didn't, my parents maybe get shoes at Payless, and I always got like the game systems like 3 4 years after they came out when they're finally started to drop it in the price and all that shit. Or like I would get a lot of clothes from garage sales and thrift stores and stuff. And like honestly, like at the time I used to be a little hater because all my friends at school would have all the new shit, the new Nikes, the new Jordans, the new Vans, the swaggy T-shirts back in the day. Like trying to Quicksilver was really cool when I was a kid. What else? What else was really cool? Um, Dude, there was just a lot of really dope brands out there back then that like all the kids had that I was like. I, I had like fucking the Walmart version of everything, dude. I had this brand called Ocean Pacific, which was like a Walmart ripoff of like O'Neill slash Quicksilver. You know what I mean? The surf skate brands that were hot back in, fuck, I'm dating myself now, like 2000. So I think it adds character a little bit to not get everything you want all the time. Did I wish when I was a little kid that I had more? Sure, but am I happy now that like my parents worked hard for everything that they gave me and like they taught me like, hey, you got to earn shit. Like a lot of times they would like be like, no, we're not buying that for you. We give you $5 a week in allowance money, and you can save that. And if you get money for your birthday, you can save that. And if you get money for Christmas, you can save that, and then you can buy whatever you want. But we're not just buying it for you. You got to save for it. So that was actually helpful. You know what I mean? helps me budget today. I believe strongly that has played a role in me budgeting. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. What other questions you guys want to know? Are you guys into fragrances? Are you guys into colognes? Is it fighting only? Did you wrestle in high school? No, dude. That's my biggest fucking regret. I played football in high school. I played linebacker, and I start my martial arts started when I was about 9, and I was in Taekwondo for a long time. And I played football all through high school. All I wanted to do was play football. That's the whole reason why I got the grades I did in high school, was so I could have a good enough GPA to like stay on the football team. And then I went to college, and an optional spring training. Uh, I so you didn't even have to go to this one. I tore my ACL, PCL, MCL, and yeah, all of my meniscus. And I was eating like so gross amounts of food because my coach told me, hey, if you want to play linebacker at the college level, you're gonna have to beef up. You can't just be 200 pounds. So I got up to 220 in a summer, bro, or like in a spring actually. I got up to 220, and that's like the biggest I've ever been in my whole fucking life. And I tore everything, and I instantly like through muscle atrophy and recovery and all that shit, and all the muscle I lost from not being able to lift weights with my legs. I shrunk all the way down to like 195, dude, in a matter of like 3 months. So after that, I was like, well, if I want to play football again and I want to get all that weight back, I'm gonna have to take steroids to beef up and compete and heal fast enough to play this season or even next season if I redshirt. You know what I mean? And just try to do everything I can to get on the team. Or I can go back to my first true love, which was martial arts, and I joined a gym that was they had a wrestling coach there who coached at the junior college that I was going to for football. And then they also had my sensei Jeff, who was like ranked in world karate in the early 90s, late 80s, and he also trained at the pit briefly with Chuck Liddell and them in the early 2000s. He was one of the coaches there. And It was and a bunch of boxing coaches. So I went into MMA because I'm like, well, I don't need to be big for this sport. They have weight classes. So I started competing. I lost a lot of weight. Like I lost a lot of muscle too, but like all the fat I had, I lost it, and I lost the muscle too, so I could make 170. And I competed at 170 in MMA. But one of my biggest regrets is not wrestling in high school because like, bro, that was the bane of my existence. Those little fucking short, well built, stocky wrestlers, dude, that would go in the cage because I was trying to stand, and bang, and those fools are. There's a lot of guys in amateur MMA that have zero hands, but they're elite wrestlers. Like they're like guys that made it to like state or whatever, or like they wrestled at D3 and now they're fucking doing camo, which is California Amateur Mixed Martial Arts Organization. And all they're trying to do, bro, is fucking wait for you to throw anything with the hands. And the second you fucking throw a hook or throw a long jab or like overcommit on a right, they're ducking right under and fucking blast doubling you. And it's 2 minute rounds, bro. So even if you have a good scramble game, if you don't pop right back up right away and you try to like, get your feet on the hips and push off and stuff and get up, it's by the time you get back to your feet, the round's fucking over. So it's really fucking tough, dude. Really fucking tough. I wish I wrestled in high school. So, but yeah, I've been in sports my whole life, but football was my shit in high school, and I didn't wrestle. And they let only a couple of guys that were like real studs on the football team that they couldn't afford to lose also wrestle. But like, you know how it goes. If you're a star player, you can kind of, the rules don't apply to you. But if you're like a guy like me who was just a hardworking linebacker that was just trying to not lose my position, you know what I mean? They didn't let guys like me wrestle in the off season because they were worried about us getting hurt and shit doing wrestling. So, but I wish I wrestled. If I could go back, well, that's tough because I loved football, but yeah, it's tough, man. I think about wrestling in high school all the fucking time. But now it's like, but now my wife doesn't want me to do cage anymore. She made it very clear, like, yo, you're not doing cage. I'm gonna fucking, I will raise hell if you sign up for a fucking MMA match again. So now I just do what I fucking love, which is Muay Thai. I like striking anyways. It takes off all of the risk of me getting taken down, me having to fucking grind it out, doing jujitsu like fucking way too often. I like jujitsu, but I don't like it the way a lot of people do it. I do it for fun occasionally. I just got my blue belt, like, and I've never progressed past that because I just stopped going to class as often. Once I got my blue belt, I'm like, cool, I'm not white anymore. I'm still white, but my belt's not white anymore. So after I got my blue belt, I was like, I'm just gonna fucking jump in class every now and then. So never been promoted since. But I never fell in love with jujitsu. I don't really. It doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean? It doesn't scratch the itch. I need that. I need that contact, bro. I need that violence. I feel like a lot of people that do jujitsu and stuff like that, they want to say they do a martial art and they want to say they compete at something and they want to get medals and they want to get prizes and awards and be able to brag about shit, but they also don't want to get hit in the face. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of shit changes when you, like Tyson says, everyone has a game plan until you get punched in the fucking face. BJJ is lame, to be honest. Pulling guard doesn't. Yeah, so what you're talking about, in my opinion, is sport jujitsu. So what I always tell everybody um, that lives around me, because I live in Southern California, and it's a hotbed, bro. There's just in my town alone, which is only 100,000 people, there are like 3 MMA gyms, and I coach at one in the town over, which is 10 minutes from my house, bro. So like just in like a 30-mile radius, there's probably like 12 MMA gyms. Boz Rutan's gym is like 15-minute drive from my house. Elite MMA. You could look it up. But if you know old school Pride and you know old school Pancration, you know Boz Rutan. But he's just down the street, bro. So whenever I tell people, like when they ask me about jujitsu, I said, well, what do you want to do it for? Because if you just want to do it for sport, like just go to a school you like. But if you want to do MMA, don't go to a jujitsu school that's gonna, you know what I mean, like preach like pulling guard or preach like trying to go for a De La Hiva right off the bat or fucking I'm drawing a blank. What's the dude that does the roll into like the knee bars and shit? That it's the something roll. Oh, I'm drawing a blank. Forget his name. He's so good at jujitsu. He's in one, but but I tell everyone, bro, Imanari, thank you. Yes. Don't do that shit in MMA. You will get fucking stomped the fuck out, dog. But I tell everyone, bro, go to a gym that's MMA centric because if you just go to a jiu-jitsu gym, it's not going to translate as well because they're not telling you about like some guys have blue belt jiu-jitsu, but like really good wrestling, and they're so heavy with the hips that they'll get in your guard and they'll say, okay, I'm not the great at passing guard, but let me smash this dude in the face a couple times. And you'd be surprised what opens up when you take that contact on the ground. So, 10th Planet, Eddie Bravo's gym, one of the ones in the San Fernando Valley, that's like 20 minutes that way. So I tell a lot of people, hey, bro, if money is no option, you don't care, you just want to go to the best place. I tell them go to 10th Planet because they're all no gi over there. I think they might teach gi now, but it's mostly a no gi gym, and they emphasize wrestling. Like they will get high level NCAA wrestlers to come in there and teach you both, so that way you're not one sided and you don't just have a sport jujitsu game. Because like anybody can have a sport jujitsu game and that's cool, but that doesn't mean shit for real life. You know what I mean? Or fighting. Starting to burn now. Well, time to change my pants. Starting to burn now. What the fuck, dude? Go get checked out, man. That's tough. Ryan Hall, not familiar. Who's Ryan Hall? Um, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, Eminari, thank you. Yeah, that was the guy I was talking about. Yeah, so it depends what you want to do jiu-jitsu for. If you just want to have a sport jiu-jitsu game, by all means, go to fucking any gym that has plaques up on the wall, and you'll probably, if you stick there long enough, you'll be one of the guys adding plaques to their wall. But not all jiu-jitsu is good jiu-jitsu for the purpose of what it was intended for, which was originally Vale Tudo. You know what I mean? Well, even in before in Japan, jiu-jitsu doesn't even mean what it meant now, because jiu-jitsu was just a term back then that encompassed striking, judo, everything. Then they took it to Brazil. Those guys were doing Vale Tudo, which is basically no holds barred street fighting. And then they learned, oh, I can also fucking beat this guy up and rip his arm off. You know what I mean? So, and then the Gracie and Machado whole thing happened. So, it blew the fuck up. But yeah, the jiu-jitsu today is so watered down and like is based on sport rule set. It's almost upsetting to me too, like how many guys in jiu-jitsu now just go for like leg locks and stuff, because you know I don't know, I just don't like it as much. What do I think about Henry Gracie, BJJ Jim, and Torrance? He seems kind of scammy. So the first guy I fought, if you look up California Amateur Mixed Martial Arts or camo.org, I believe, you could see my fucking 0-2 MMA record. And the first guy I fought was out of the Torrance gym in fucking Gracie Torrance. The first thing they told me was the guy fucking was a kickboxer. And they didn't tell me what gym he came out of. So they just say, hey, this guy Tiago, I should have known by the name. His name was fucking Tiago. He's Brazilian. Of course he's going to be good at jiu-jitsu. He'll take the fight, but he's not going to make weight. And they told me like a week out, hey, yeah, we agreed to 170 a month ago, but he's not going to make weight. And I'm like, well, how much does this motherfucker weigh? And they're like, oh, he's like around 190 right now. I'm like, what? So I'm like, all right, make 180, cut 10 pounds. You got a week to do it, dog. And I'll fight this fool. And then the night of the fight, they told me he was a kickboxer. I'm like, perfect. I'm going to fuck this guy up. They're like fighting out of Gracie Torrance, Tiago, whatever the fuck his name was. And I was like, oh, you got to be shitting me, dude. Dude, that whole camp, once I found out I was a kickboxer, I'm like, I'll do some wrestling or whatever, just in case he wants to get froggy and try to shoot a shitty takedown. But if he's a kickboxer, let's put up our fists and see who fucking gets it done. You know what I mean? And if it goes to the ground, it goes to the ground. But like, I didn't work. It was my fault. I should have been more well-rounded. I didn't work anything. He didn't finish me or anything, but he fucking was bigger than me, taller than me, longer than me. And every time I hit him, I hurt him, but he would just take me down right after and lay on me for the rest of the round. The fucking judges loved him for that. So, but I don't know. I haven't trained at Gracie Torrance. I do know that when, in my debut in amateur MMA, the guy I fought was from there, and they fucking lied to me. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's a scammy gym, but I don't even know if it's still, that was like fucking 12 years ago. You know what I mean? So I don't even know if it's the same, dudes running the gym and all that shit. So who fucking knows, dude? But if you guys are ever in California, Southern California, Ventura County area, Conejo Valley area, or even like the San Fernando Valley area, check out my gym, man. Kraken MMA in Moore Park, California. I am one of two Muay Thai and I'm like the only boxing coach there right now, and one of two Muay Thai coaches there right now, which is me and then my coach Daniel Romero. But yeah, check us out, bro. We got a bunch of dudes competing in February, and then another one in March, and that one in March is maybe the one I want to sign up for, but don't say nothing, you know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see how it goes, because my wife is gonna kill me if I sign up for another fight, but I don't know. Oh, you live in Philly? Word, bro. Hey, that's the boxing mecca. I don't care what anybody says. All the best boxers, most of the best boxers, I should say, come from Philly, dude. Philly is no fucking joke. That's boxing hub, dude. Like me traveling to Thailand being a dream for getting some Thai boxing training, like Muay Thai training at like one of those really famous gyms over there. On the same level, dude, if I could go to a Philly grimy, like old legendary boxing gym like in Rocky and shit and just train that, I would fucking love that shit, dude. I love boxing. I like it just as much as MMA. A lot of people clown it now, and I get it because there's a lot more politics in boxing, but as a sport itself, take away the politics, just watching it, it's so much fun to watch. And I fucking love boxing. I fuck with Meek Mill too. I like a lot of Philly shit, man. Growing up, I'm a Lakers guy, but growing up, dude, my second favorite basketball player behind Kobe, well, actually behind Kobe and Shaq was AI. Allen Iverson's my guy, bro. I fucking love AI, dude. That guy was so cold, bro. Hey, Philly sports is the shit, bro. And the Eagles look nice this year too, bro. Even though they need to throw the ball to my boy AJ Brown because he's been doing me dirty in fantasy lately. But yeah, they've been getting shit lit over there in Philly on the Eagles. I don't think Sirianni's a good coach though. I think y'all need to fire that fool. Unless he wins a Super Bowl, then I guess you can't really fire him. But y'all need to get Sirianni the fuck out of there. I also think you guys should have held on to Doug Marone, bro. He wasn't getting it done, but who did he have on that fucking team? You know what I mean? Doug Marone's a good coach. What are you guys all up to though? Will Bill Belichick win at UNC? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so, bro. I think Bill Belichick is a really good pro coach, and I think I think he'll definitely make them competitive at UNC, but I just think that even with this new NIL shit where players can get paid and get all this money, I think that UNC, um, because of reputation and stuff like that, the alumni that pay the kids are going to pay all the basketball players. I don't see them donating to the football program at all, at least for the foreseeable future. I think he can get them competing pretty good because they're in a weak conference, but for football. But I don't see UNC make. I think they get to a bowl game, but I don't think they make it into playoffs or anything. So it depends on what you mean by win at UNC. Will he improve them? Will he get more wins than losses? Will he get to a bowl game? Sure, but will he get to playoffs and potentially be like a real threat? Probably not. Probably not. But yo, I know fucking I'm drawing a blank on dude's name. The guy that plays both ways on Colorado, something Porter. Fuck, what's his name? The guy that won the Heisman. I know he won the Heisman, dog, but that dude at Boise got robbed, bro. That's the best college running back I've seen since Travis Hunter. Thank you. That's the best. That dude at Boise. I'm so bad with names, guys. I got the CTE. My bad. But dude. He's the best college running back I remember seeing since fucking Adrian Peterson, bro. Like if you watched AP in college before he got hurt, it was like, oh no, this guy's gonna be a problem. But since that guy, I have never seen a guy as good as that fool at Boise, bro. That dude is special. I hope when my Chargers fucking draft him. Because, they don't be taking running backs in the first round anymore. So if he falls to like the second or something, I think we should take a receiver in the first. And I think we should draft that boy in the second because that dude is good, bro. That guy is a fucking savage. And I don't want to play around with these fucking Baltimore Ravens fucking sloppy second running backs, man. They're trash. J.K. Dobbins was nice for a little while, but he can never stay healthy, so that's the problem with him. You know what I mean? If we can get that dude from Boise, man, my Chargers, see the sign up there, Chargers parking only, homie. Uh, that'll be we'll be lit, bro. We're definitely gonna challenge KC if we get a good running game next year because Lab McConkey's coming, and then I think we're just one receiver and one running back away from our offense being complete. So. And I know this. I'm talking football, man. I'm all over the place tonight. But dude, my Chargers, our fucking GM a couple years ago, was like, "Oh, you get good stats on offense, yeah, you're out of here." Keenan Allen, yes, kick rocks. Fucking Austin Eckler, kick rocks. Mike Williams, kick rocks, all in one season. Now and then, like you look around, you're like, "Who the fuck is Herbert supposed to throw to?" I know we had Quentin Johnson, but man, that didn't work out. So, and Land McConkey's cool, but I don't think he's a true alpha. I think he's a beast. I think he could be like a Danny Amendola type, or even maybe like a Walmart version fuck, who's the white boy that played on the Patriots? Not Wes Welker, but the one after him. Uh that fool, he could be like a version of him. But I just don't see, not Wes Welker, the guy after him. The more recent one. Uh uh fuck. He's got a podcast now. He's cool. Handsome dude, bro. What's his name? Edelman. Yeah, that guy. Fucking that guy. But I think it could be like a Walmart version of Edelman, but I don't really think that Lab McConkey is like a true alpha wide receiver. But I think he could put up that kind of numbers. I just don't think he could be the number one guy on a team that goes to a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So I think we need one more receiver, one more running back, and then we'll be lit, bro. The only thing we got to work on is our fucking run defense because we're good against the pass, but our run defense is actually pretty booty. Y'all be you fight Fred Red, or do you do any martial arts or sports or anything like that? Any of you guys watching do martial arts or any sports or anything like that? Is Deion Sanders going to coach the NFL? I think they'll give him a shot, bro. And you know what? I would not be surprised if Jerry Jones does it because Jerry Jones cares more about press and fucking paparazzi than he does winning at this point. He used to care about winning a lot, but now he's just about the flash. You know, he's trying to get his money for Jerry World back. You know what I mean? He spent so much fucking money on that stadium as well as the state of Texas, but I think he's just trying to recoup, bro. So I think he's the type of guy, he can't help himself. He almost fucking drafted Johnny Manziel. His GM had to like beg him not to draft Johnny Football, dude. Like, no, dude, you don't understand. This kid is not, he's only good in college. You know what I mean? So I think Deion Sanders could be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Would not surprise me at all in like 2026. I think he's got to do one more year in college, and he's got I don't know. I think if Deion has another good year, it doesn't even matter if he like does well in playoffs or anything like that. But if he gets his team to compete and they're in the playoff conversation and they're have a winning record and they're doing better than their projected whatever, I think Jerry might just sign the dude because how do you not like Prime, bro? He's so fucking awesome. He's the shit. But just so you guys know, if you are watching this stream, thank you. I appreciate you guys. I'm just responding to questions, comments, whatever. Shout out to Fred Red 50. Appreciate you. But if you want to subscribe to my channel, it's Garage Goons, and I do reviews on fight gear, cologne. I've done interviews with my friends. I have a couple of hip hop buddy friends that are making noise out here nowadays. You know, out here doing a lot of local shows, and you know, have some really cool, insightful stories and stuff like that. Some of my coaches have been up here for interviews. My wrestling coach was up here on an interview. My Muay Thai coach was up here on an interview. So I'm constantly trying to. I have a buddy uh, who does photography for metal shows. And so that's super interesting because the other thing with him, his name is Jamie. Shout out to Jamie if he ever sees this. But Jamie goes to like the nastiest, grimiest, sweaty, stinky dude metal shows, like brutal stuff, like stuff I'm not really into, like hardcore and metalcore shows where it's like 99% just big sweaty dudes and they're all in cutoffs and they're all beating each other up in the mosh pit and shit. And he gets all these awesome, crazy pictures from the shows. And the dude is fucking like the gayest person I've ever met. And I don't mean that in like a derogatory way. Like he's gay. Like he likes dudes, but he's like super, super open and flamboyant about it. And it's funny. It's just like you can't judge a book by its cover. That guy loves going to metal shows and taking pictures and he's done interviews and shit his damn self with like these metal bands and shit that are like actually pretty famous in the metal community. So it's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? You can never judge a book by its cover. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, man, when the baby comes, what's gonna happen to the channel, because I'm sure I won't be able to do this as often. I'm probably gonna have to just do live streams when I get a moment to my fucking self, but because like shooting videos and editing and shit, oh, it's fucking exhausting, dude. So I might just have to do this for a while just to sustain. If I do anything, I might do like the same type of content, but like just in live form, and whoever sees it, I guess. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to with the new year. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions? Y'all trying to change some shit, get into shape, get bigger, get smaller, compete at something, quit your job, start a new job? You got kids on the way too, like your boy. Talk to me in the comments, y'all. What y'all think? Talk to me, guys. What do y'all think? Any questions? Questions for me? You just want to chop it up? Whatever, man. Talk to me in the comments. I talk back. Y'all got big plans for New Year's? Oh, oh man, my legs still hurt from my fight, and it's been over a week now. Oh. What you guys on, man? What do you guys want to talk about? Have you guys ever wanted to compete at anything like, or have you competed in anything like fight sports or football or soccer, college, anything? You know what I mean? High school level, whatever, as an adult, independently. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're gonna end the stream. All right. Garage Goons, most trash show on YouTube. Thanks for watching, people. And we are ending this bitch.